we want to choose a leader. And everyone, they started talking now, say, no, it's not good, it's not good. Then immediately when they moved PF, they went for a convention. This is how Brian Mundubile emerged as the winner. Emerged as the winner and the leader of the Tonse. Then immediately from there, I told them to say, let's go now, because I'm seeing what is going ahead. And me, having an organization in the Eastern Province, and Zambia club, I've got followers across the country. And back in our region, Eastern Province, I've got an organization called Tractor Movement. And this Tractor Movement, in 2021, it delivered 3 members of parliament at National Assembly. Nyimba constituents, Petauke Central constituents, and the Wangeni constituents. These 3 were delivered by Tractor Movement, headed by myself here. And in all these other constituencies across the province, in Eastern Province, in 2021, Tractor Movement came second, where I had managed to field in candidates. So it's not just a small organization. You can imagine there are other organizations just with 1 member of parliament. Some of the other political parties, they didn't even have any members of parliament. But me, with my organization, I had 3 members of parliament in parliament. Councillors, I had 10. Members of, I had 2. So you can see this is the organization. So I quickly organized my structure. In my absentia, they went and joined Tonse Alliance. And they were unveiled. It's there on the media. When you check, just Google, you see the day they joined. After joining, I said, I sent my Secretary General, is the one who represented me there, my Secretary General. Because in Tonse Alliance, each organization has got the president, the leader who is the president, and the Secretary General. And amongst those Secretary Generals, we have got now the Secretary General for Tonse, who is Comrade Zuma. So now he's looking at these other Secretary Generals. So
telling us,
I can tell you it's not just a name. Why I've been explaining this, because some people, they may think to say this organization is just a name on the paper. That's why I had to give you the background.
All right, so you're telling us, Honorable Emmanuel, that this organization of yours has got influence within the Tonse Alliance, and this is why you speak so much for the Tonse Alliance.
Yes, it's got influence, but my speaking, it's not about a political affiliation. Because whatever I want the people, I've told you to say, I can able to see what is in front. What is ahead.
You're able to see what is in front. How are you able to do it? Are you some sort of prophet now that you're able to see what is coming ahead?
No, I'm not a prophet, but I'm a messenger.
Okay.
So
what's the difference?
No, there's a difference. A prophet is the one maybe anointed to prophesy, maybe your life, your future, but the messenger, you are just given like to say, go and deliver this. Go and do this. So as a messenger, I can see to say, because it's like you have been given the paper to deliver to Millennium TV. So you have already gotten the paper. So which means you already have an eye ahead to say you are going to deliver the papers to Millennium.
Okay. Let us quickly move on to talking about our topic of discussion. this afternoon, Honorable Emmanuel Banda, talking about the Tonse Alliance and their chance, if they stand a chance to win this year's election. I think from most of your submissions on your official Facebook page, we have seen you repeatedly say that President of the Tonse Alliance, Brian Mundubile, is the next president of Zambia. What gives you this much assurance that President Mundubile will be the next president of the Republic of Zambia?
Thank you so much. Why I've got this confidence? Because the Republican president, Mr. Hichilema, is also, I worked with him. I worked with him. I was very close with him. Remember, I was one of the independents who went with him to China. In China there, we had a good time. We came back together. If you remember, there was one time when he went, the first trip he went to America. When he was coming back, I was one of the people whom we had requested to say, I want Honorable Emmanuel Banda to welcome me, together with the other independents like Honorable Brian Mundubile. We were there welcoming him. We had a good time at the airport, which everyone is able to testify about that. So because of that, I've seen his type of leadership. And as I've told you to say, as a messenger, there's a message I'm carrying for the country. So, which means I've already seen to say, this message which I'm carrying, the one who is going to win, it's this one. So why should I waste time? And for those people who are still doubting, look, I told when we didn't have a leader, I told you, Arubinda, to say, you are a kingmaker, so stop wasting time, just join the friends. It came to pass. Where is Mr. Arubinda today? Mr. Arubinda is seated there. Then I told everyone to say, come, the leader, it's Brian Mundubile. But they were arguing. But today, everyone they have seen now to say, whatever miracle said, whatever Emmanuel, God who is with us, said, it's true. So everyone they have come. Let's go to the president of DU, who just endorsed the president 2 weeks ago at Hero Stadium when he was launching. See what he has posted today. I already prophesied about that. Not prophesied, I already delivered the message about that to say, even people start leaving him. And that if you see his statement and the conversation between him, President Njovu, and the EU, you are going to see to say, he's no longer with Hakainde. In the marriage of a man, he's already looking for reason to divorce Hakainde Hichilema. Hakainde Hichilema, yes, he's our outgoing president. We are supposed to give him all the respect, which I don't want even to insult him here on the media. I respect him so much. There's some other issue which I've asked him as a messenger to do. When he do those things, unless he do those things which I've asked him to do, yes, maybe God can change, can tell me to say, no, this file, hold it, don't deliver as a messenger.
Right. A lot of people, sorry to cut you short, a lot of people have criticized your style of doing politics, especially now that you're not in the country, Honorable. As you've been seen to criticize President Hakainde Hichilema, not in a manner that doesn't seem to sit well with a lot of people here in Zambia. And a lot have criticized you in the style that you're doing your politics, much as you are vying for or supporting Mundubile. Others feel that you don't have to, bring down others by way of you trying to make sure that people see that Mundubile is a person that you are supporting. And a lot of people are criticizing you over maybe your postings on social media, on your Facebook page, your live streams on Facebook as well, the information that you post on your official Facebook page. A lot of people are criticizing you over that. I don't know how you react to that.
Thank you. What I can tell you is that I'm sure the people who knows my politics, let them go to Petauke, let them Google. In Petauke, I used to be insulted. I used to be called on names to say I'm a Magdala, I'm a thug, I urinate into people's mouths, I do this and this by my predecessor. But I never started attacking her back. What I did, go back. You're going to say, I used to ask the people to pray for her so that she can change. To pray for her so that she can change. And I used also to ask, because we have got our cultural values back home in my constituency. I used to ask elderly women to get my predecessor so that they can sit her down, to teach her how to respect men. That's all. I don't insult. Even on my postings, I'll tell you to say, I've never insulted, but me, I only do what God says. Because even whatever I post, whatever I say, because the Bible says, I'll quote the Bible. The Bible, God said through the Bible to say, ask, you shall be given. So when I ask something from God, I don't think that's an insult, or I don't think that's a bad criticism. It doesn't mean that I'm criticizing that person.
Right. Accusing the head of state of being a Freemason, you've spoken about the vice president also failing to go to some sort of shrine that, on your Facebook, Mr. Honorable. Is that the way that politics is supposed to be conducted, by demonizing others so that you have your way?
Look, that's why the people, why now they are following me so much? Because I like calling a spade a spade. And that one, I'm not first. Let me tell you this. I'm not accusing, because the time I was abducted, I was taken to that shrine. So if me, the one who went to the shrine, if me, I start telling the people what I saw, is it accusing? So to you, you can say it's accusing, but me, I'm telling you what I saw with my eyes. So that's not accusing. And then two, the predecessor to Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, the founder, just get a phone there and Google, the founder, and Mr. Anderson Mazoka, he was a Freemason, and it's in public domain. He announced to say, I'm denouncing now Freemason, I'm joining Christianity. So all that, is it me? And that happened in 2001. So there in 2001, he denounced, he said to say, I've left the Freemason. I'm now going I want to be one of the Christians. So why didn't you call the founder of UPND to say is accusing himself?
Even if you speak about certain things from your own experience, there's definitely no proof that people can say this is what happened. You speak about certain things from your own experience, and it's okay and it's right for people to say you're accusing the head of state, Honorable J. Banda. And if we're going to talk about this year's general election, don't you think that what you should be doing is discussing ideologies of the Tonse Alliance instead of dragging the head of state's name in the mud?
No, I'm not dragging his name in the mud. Unless you tell me to say Mazoka, when he said that he's leaving 3 months from now, he wants to concentrate, the founder of UPND, when he said that he's leaving 3 months on because he wants to concentrate on building UPND, he was putting mud to UPND. Is that what you're telling me? Because who was the witness of Mazoka leaving 3 months on?